Hello everyone and welcome to my CBS Soaps official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Monday, November 3, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Jack listens to Kyle vent about Claire, Victoria gives her daughter some advice, and Sienna stonewalls Nick. At the Abbott manse, Jack and Kyle enthuse over Harrison's Halloween night and then discuss Victor's plans to torpedo Jabot. This quickly turns to Kyle having to leave Claire in LA and they rehash the issues. Kyle fears he's lost her. After Kyle whines about Holden and Audra, Jack advises him to stand back and let Claire sort things out on her own. Kyle tells him that Claire never responded to his text of Harrison in his costume. His son was so hurt and constantly asks where she is. Jack says the ball is in Claire's court and there's nothing he can do. Kyle thinks there is something. Prove Holden isn't who Claire thinks he is. It's risky, but he'll do it. After sex in Claire's hotel room, Holden tells her she was amazing. Claire admits it may have been the first time she truly let herself go and assures him she has no regrets. Holding his hand, she declares that she's a new person. They wonder if he should stay the night and if her family will interrupt. Once he gets dressed, she walks him out, kissing him at the door. Alone, Claire flashes back to the sex and then to asking Kyle to stop smothering her. When she checks her phone, she sees the photo her ex sent her of Harrison in his costume. Soon, Victoria shows up and advises Claire that it's okay to focus on the here and now. That's what Cole would have told her to do. Claire admits that Holden has been showing her a new world, but she's gutted about missing Halloween with Harrison. She never wanted to hurt him. Her mom urges her not to feel guilty and learn to separate her emotions. Outside the shadow room, Sharon hollers, "This is impossible, Matt, you're dead," at Sienna's husband, Mitch. He says she's confused and pushes past her as the bouncer comes out and bars her from entering. Sharon rushes back to the hospital, still shaking. Warning that he'll think she's crazy, she explains to Nick that she saw Matt Clark. He reminds her he's been dead for decades. They sit down and she recaps what just happened. They assume that he must be Sienna's husband, Mitch. Nick thinks it's possible Matt could have been involved in Noah's crash. It wouldn't be the first time that Psycho made their lives a nightmare. Nick, of course, needs to confront this guy himself. There's already a big problem with this storyline, read all about it. Sharon and Nick return to the shadow room, but the doorman won't let them in, even when Nick offers a bribe. The Newman tries calling Sienna. No luck, so he gets Sharon to distract the bouncer by showing him a picture of Noah while he slips in behind his back. Sienna isn't thrilled to encounter Nick inside. When he quizzes her about Matt Clark being Mitch, she's not receptive. He demands to see her husband and she claims he's not there. Nick senses she's afraid and hiding something. Sienna thinks he's getting carried away and threatens to ban him. After he backs off and leaves, Mitch joins her and she informs him that Nick thinks he's someone named Matt Clark. Nick joins Sharon outside and recaps what happened. Sienna definitely seemed rattled and is hiding something about her husband. They have to find a way to get to him when he won't see them coming. Monday, November 3, 2025. Today on The Young and the Restless, Jack listens to Kyle vent about Claire, Victoria gives her daughter advice, and Sharon and Nick's shocking discovery could tear Genoa City apart. At the Abbott mansion, the morning sunlight filters through the wide bay windows, catching the shimmer of family portraits and polished wood. Jack pours himself a coffee, lost in thought, when Kyle strolls in looking disheveled and frustrated. His son looks like he hasn't slept in days. "Long night?" Jack asks knowingly, already sensing the storm brewing. Kyle drops onto the sofa, running a hand through his hair. "You could say that. I spent half the night trying not to check my phone every 5 minutes. Still nothing from Claire." Jack frowns, setting down his cup. "She still hasn't responded, not even after you sent her that picture of Harrison." Kyle shakes his head. "Nothing. Harrison was so excited about Halloween. He couldn't stop talking about how Claire helped him pick out the pig costume last year. He made me promise to send her the picture. I thought maybe she'd reply, at least to say she saw it." But silence. Jack sits beside him, a father's patience in his tone. "Kyle, I know it's hard, but sometimes when someone asks for space, the kindest thing you can do is give it to them." Kyle scoffs. "Space? She's across the country, Dad. How much more space does she need? I can't just sit back while Holden plays house with her." Jack raises an eyebrow. "Holden?" Kyle nods bitterly. "The guy she's been seeing in LA, the so-called producer who swept her off her feet the minute she got there. You should see the way she talks about him, like he hung the moon. It's like everything we built, everything with Harrison, never existed." Jack's tone softens. Kyle, maybe Holden's not the problem. Maybe Claire's just trying to find herself after everything that happened. You can't fix her by chasing after her. Kyle rises abruptly. Then what do you suggest I do? Just sit here and pretend I don't care. Jack looks up calmly. Sometimes caring means letting go. If she loves you, she'll come back. But if you push her now, you'll only drive her further away. Kyle clenches his jaw, struggling to swallow that advice. Maybe, but I can't shake this feeling that something's off about him. Holden, I've done a little digging. There's almost nothing about his past. No family, no real credits, just a slick resume and a charming smile. Claire deserves better than that. Jack sighs deeply. You're walking into dangerous territory, son. Don't turn this into an obsession. Kyle's eyes flash with determination. If proving Holden isn't who he says he is the only way to get through to her, then that's exactly what I'll do. Jack mutters under his breath, like father, like son. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Claire sits in her dimly lit hotel suite, wrapped in a sheet, sunlight streaking through half-drawn curtains. The sheets are tangled and the air is thick with the scent of perfume and champagne. Holden lies beside her, grinning. You were amazing, he murmurs, brushing a strand of hair from her face. Claire smiles faintly. Maybe for the first time I let myself go. He pulls her close, no regrets. She hesitates just for a heartbeat, none. But as he gets dressed and buttons his shirt, her mind flashes Kyle's face, Harrison's laughter last Halloween, the carved pumpkins on the Abbott porch. The guilt hits her like a wave, though she quickly hides it behind a smile. At the door, Holden leans in for a final kiss. I'll call you tonight. Claire nods, we'll see. When he leaves, she exhales shakily, clutching the bedsheet. Alone now, her confident facade crumbles. She opens her phone, scrolling through missed messages, and there it is. Kyle's text with a photo of Harrison in his costume, grinning from ear to ear. She presses a hand over her heart, tears welling up. God, what have I done? She whispers. Moments later, a knock at the door startles her. It's Victoria, carrying a bag of pastries and 2 coffees. Morning, sweetheart, her mother says warmly, though concern flickers behind her eyes. I thought you could use a caffeine infusion. Claire forces a smile. Thanks, Mom, you didn't have to. I know, Victoria replies, setting the bag down. But I wanted to. You've been quiet lately, and that usually means you're overthinking again. Claire sighs, you know me too well. Victoria sits, studying her daughter's face. You've been through so much, honey, losing Cole, trying to rebuild your life. I just don't want to see you bury yourself in guilt. Claire nods slowly. Holden been good for me. He makes me feel like I can breathe again. But I missed Halloween with Harrison. He asked for me and I wasn't there. I promised I'd never let him down again. Victoria reaches over, taking her hand. You can't live in the past, sweetheart. You're allowed to start over. Cole would want you to live your life, not trap yourself in guilt. Claire's eyes fill. It's not just guilt, Mom, it's emptiness, like I'm trying to fill this hole inside me, but it keeps growing. Victoria squeezes her hand. Then maybe it's time to stop filling it with other people and start finding what truly makes you happy. Claire looks away, her mother's words lingering like smoke. Across town in Genoa City, outside the shadow room, the night pulses with music and neon. Sharon's expression turns to shock as a man steps out of the club, tall, confident, and wearing Mitch Carter's face, but she gasps, whispering, Matt Clark. Her voice trembles. This is impossible, you're dead. The man freezes for just a second, then smirks. You must be mistaken, lady, name's Mitch. He pushes past her as a bouncer appears. You okay, Ms. Newman? The bouncer asks. I'm fine, Sharon stammers, watching Mitch disappear into the alley. She rushes to her car, hands shaking, and drives straight to the hospital, bursting into Nick's office. He looks up startled. Mom, what's wrong? Nick, I just saw him. I saw Matt Clark. Nick blinks. Mom, Matt's been dead for decades. I know what I saw, she insists, packing. He looked older, sure, but those eyes, that smirk, I'd know it anywhere. Nick sighs. You're saying Sienna's husband, Mitch, is Matt Clark? That's insane. Sharon leans in, whispering fiercely, nothing in this town surprises me anymore. If Adam can come back from the dead twice, why not Matt? Nick tries to calm her. Let's think logically. Maybe Mitch just looks like him. Maybe it's a coincidence. But Sharon isn't convinced. Nick, what if he's the one behind Noah's crash? What if he's been watching us this whole time? Nick's eyes narrow. That psycho made our lives hell once before. If he's back, we need proof. They head back to the shadow room, but the bouncer blocks them. Nick pulls out his wallet. Maybe this changes your mind. The man folds his arms. Sorry, private event, no entry. Nick sighs, then leans toward Sharon. Distract him. Sharon steps forward, showing the bouncer a photo on her phone. Have you seen this man? He's my son. He was in an accident. While the bouncer studies the photo, Nick slips past him unnoticed. Inside, the club thumps with music. Sienna sits at the bar, a martini in hand. When she turns, her eyes widen in disbelief. Nick. He walks up to her. We need to talk. She rolls her eyes. Not here. I don't care, I need answers. Who is your husband really? Her tone goes cold. Mitch, his name's Mitch, why? Nick's voice lowers. Because someone I trust swears he's Matt Clark. Sienna stiffens, her mask slipping for a moment before she regains composure. That's ridiculous. Is it? Nick presses. Because you're shaking. Maybe because a Newman just barged into my club accusing my husband of being a dead man, she snaps. Leave before I have security throw you out. Nick studies her face, the fear behind her anger. You're hiding something, Sienna, and when I find out what it is, you'll regret lying to me. He turns and storms out. Moments later, Mitch, or Matt, emerges from the back hallway. What was that about? Sienna exhales shakily. Nick thinks you're someone named Matt Clark. Mitch smirks. Maybe I am. Sienna's eyes widen. Don't joke about that. Who says I'm joking? He replies darkly, tracing a finger along her jaw before walking away. Outside, Nick rejoins Sharon. You were right, Sienna's terrified of him and he didn't show his face. Sharon frowns, then he has something to hide. Nick nods grimly. We'll find another way in when he doesn't see us coming. As they walk off into the night, neither notices Mitch watching them from the shadows, his lips curling into a familiar, sinister grin. Next on The Young and the Restless. Kyle makes a dangerous move to expose Holden. Claire's guilt drives her back to Genoa City, and Sharon discovers a piece of evidence that could prove Matt Clark is alive and targeting the Newmans once again. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.